Hi there, Mr. Miller here, talking to you about metalanguage and how to get it out of your essays. What is metalanguage? It's language that describes language or the essay itself. In our case, we'll also include language that refers to the author of the essay. So if you write an essay, it's about you, even though the essay is supposed to be about something else. So you'll see some of those familiar phrases here. This essay is about, my evidence proves that. Here is more evidence. These are things that you may have gotten away with in previous school years. You may even have been taught to say some of these. My thesis is, but that's just not formal academic writing. And more than being a difference in style, it's actually empty verbiage. They're just words that fill up the page, but they don't add any new ideas about the topic, right? Therefore, they water down the words that do have good ideas. So if you write 100 words and 80 of them are really good analysis of an issue, but 20 of them are, I think, and here's another piece of evidence, and all this stuff, it just distracts from it, waters down the good stuff. So we want to get rid of it and have lean, concise, focused prose, right? Here's some more examples of words you might find, especially if they're preceded by the word this. That are real red flags for potential metalanguage. Here are some of those phrases about the author when you yourself are talking about you yourself. If you're saying I, me, my, you're probably talking about you, right? So be careful of those. If you see those, pay real close attention and then do this. Think, right? Not every use of the capital letter I, the word I, is bad and evil. I know you may have been told never use I in an essay, but if the essay is about you, you kind of have to, right? So there is no 100% rule, but usually those things that I listed above will lead to metalanguage. So you have to ask yourself, when you see those kind of phrases, are you adding meaning and ideas to your essay and answering the prompt, or are you adding those kind of empty words that are about the essay itself instead of about the ideas that whatever's supposed to be in the essay? So what can you do? Number one, avoid it. And many of you are good at that already. Keep it up. Just, that's great. But if you're worried about it slipping through, if you've ever had these things circled on your essays or something, well, you should always get a good editor and they can help. But if you're stuck and you're by yourself, just do a simple find function. So if you're not sure how to do a find function, it's simply control button and the letter F. And that would be good for both Google Docs and Microsoft Word and most decent programs like that. So I'm going to hit Control F, and when I do, this little window in the top right opens up. You can see I've already typed in the letter I, and over on the left in green you see all the I's. Now I'm going to go to match case. I only want the capital I's. And then I'm going to see if I can drag this out of our way. So there you go. So what can I do? If, right? So capital I is going to turn up a lot of stuff. Let's look at this in action though. Here's an example of a prompt. Maybe something you would get in a college application essay. Describe an experience in which you didn't succeed, but that you wouldn't go back and change. What did you learn or gain through failure that made the experience valuable? And the student author writes, when I was in accelerated math in 8th grade, blah, 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 right? Would that be an example 1, meaningful answering the prompt, or example 2, empty words that are off topic? That would be a number 1, because the prompt asked you about your experience. You're going to talk about yourself. Now here's another example. I think you already know this one's going to be a number 2, because teachers always give you one of each, right? But here's the prompt. Describe Northern resistance to the Emancipation Proclamation and how President Lincoln overcame that resistance. Answer. This essay will describe how some Northerners resisted the Emancipation Proclamation. I think President Lincoln's response to them demonstrated a lot of political maneuvering and la, 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 right? You see the I is highlighted there, and yeah, the I think adds nothing, right? We know what you're thinking. Your essay is on the paper. Just cross it out and say President Lincoln's response to them demonstrated a lot of political maneuvering. There's another meta-language phrase in here. I don't know if you caught it, but this essay will describe how are you writing the essay about the essay, or are we just going to focus on those people who resisted and how Lincoln responded to them? How about we cut that out and we just say some Northerners resisted the Emancipation Proclamation? Or better yet, tell me how they did. Some Northerners resisted the Emancipation Proclamation by, and what did they do? Right? Then the next sentence would be Lincoln's response to them, and you can go into that. Okay, so you see how getting rid of that makes it leaner, focused on the topic. That's what we're going for when we edit out our meta language. I hope that's helpful. I'll be looking for it in your next essay.